Hello, everybody. Morning. Let me make sure I'm working here. Jesus. Had a nice inside bar on the RTY that went long after off the prior day low. Man, that was a nice little setup there. Happy hump day. Yeah, exactly. Gold is just, yeah, I agree with you, David, because gold is just freaking lightning in a bottle, man. I took a trade pre-market today in gold, and I mean, I was in, grabbed my stop, moved it to even, and I hit my target. I mean, by the moment I got my stop to even, I hit my target. It was like ping ping. I was like, I mean, gold is just vicious right now. I did take a gold trade yesterday after I shut down the room off a red line, and I hit that thing for $400. So I mean, yesterday I ended up for the day right at 350. Today I'm up 380. All of this is on gold. This is a beautiful RTYM trade this morning. I just didn't take it. That rejection of the overnight open right there. And I mean, again, look to your left. Remember the old premise, look to your left, see what got you here, see what's going on. And you should have recognized that, we came from here. So this line, this red line, will get a reaction. You should anticipate the reaction, just like the 1 minute gold line giving you a reaction when you run into it off of another trade, but it shouldn't hold. And that's exactly what happened. It rolled over and then kept on going because this is the more powerful line. That's where the trade came from. So the YM had just a beautiful setup today, and that's twice today. Here it was in the pre-market here at like 6:30, came just screaming right up there, and then went all the way back down to the lows, all the way back to this breaking point right here. Bing. I mean, just amazing. Some nice little YM trades off the overnight open. And the ES just took an overnight open trade short also. I got to get my equity markets in my head because I've been staring at gold, looking for anything to possibly try to make some money. I've gotten really conservative on my entries with gold. So I'm going to show you what I did, for example, in gold yesterday. Very conservative entry. I looked for a specific price action of the 1 minute candles before I entered. And I mean, I went ping, ping, $400 and I was out. Morning, George. I don't want to get long in conversation with gold when I'm trying to look for trades. But I mean, gold just ridiculous, man. It had two candles today when oil opened. By the way, gold has a tendency to have a reaction when oil opens. Okay. So when oil opened, which was right here, this candle right here was $2,000 in gold. $2,000 in gold. That's a $2,000 candle when oil opened. Just insane. One candle, one contract, $2,000. Jesus. That's insane. Insane. Just insane. I mean, I hit my target, 5 times. I would be hitting my target 5 times. I didn't take that trade. But I mean, my target is 5 times shorter than that, and all in one candle. It went $2,000. That's just insane. That's just insane. So micros probably are a smart thing to be doing, David. If you're gonna jump into that snake pit of gold right now. I want gold to calm down a little bit and then start doing some setups, kind of like it did yesterday after I shut down the stream. I can't remember. I think I took my trade like maybe 11:30. I'll go maybe 12 o'clock. I'll go back and look and I'll show it to you. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah, I'll show you the trade I took yesterday. Very conservative. And it was after gold had kind of calmed down. Even though I went from entry to target in like just maybe a minute 15 seconds, it wasn't like spastic. It was nice, smooth trade. I'm going to show it to you. It was a red line trade yesterday. But there was a specific thing that I was looking for gold to do before I took the trade. So I'll go over that in detail here in a little bit. Now, I'm not liking this. NQ's back at the overnight open. ES is back at the overnight open. Shit. That RTY trade, see this inside candle after touching the overnight open? I mean, after the prior day low, that was a nice potential right there. Let me see what the swing was. 88 to 92. Okay, so there's 40 ticks right there. It went 50 ticks. I'm looking for swings I'm looking for swings in the RTY and in the YM of 40 plus ticks. So if the rotations from where the price came from to where I think price may go aren't 40 ticks, I'm just not a participant. That was the main reason when this set up, I wasn't looking for it. I mean, because we were at like 153, 143 is 10, 133 right here was 20. I mean, I'm going to get to here before I even get there. I just didn't want to deal with it. I want a bigger swing. Turns out it was a beautiful trade. Went in a straight line. Hold on a second. My cat is asking to go outside. Come on. I'm my cat's doorman. Yeah, I'm up. Trading was a struggle for me yesterday, Orville. I didn't get into profit until like noon, and then when I got into profit, I just shut it down. I was at 350, and then today I'm up 380. I think it is. But yesterday was a struggle. Yesterday was just a struggle. All right. I mean, we got the ES and the NQ are at the overnight open right now. They're both sitting there. So I got my eyes on those two. So yeah, I've gotten my balance back up to $3,078, starting at 2,300 at the beginning of the week. And see, okay, 371. I thought it was 380. I'm up 371 so far. for the day. And that just may be it. If something doesn't lay itself in front of my face, I mean, I'm going to be just fine with, being up. I think for the week I'm up 770 right now. I might just be fine with that. But I am going to keep looking. I just want something to, say, Bob, I'm right here. Come on. Come join the train. We're going that way. I don't want to be guessing we're going that way. Oil's running up today, huh? That might explain why gold shot straight up when the market opened. Because gold just $2,000 move. I mean, $20 in gold, $2,000 move in one candle when the moment oil opened. No, Patch, what you may have to do when that's happening, Patch, what you may have to do is clear your cache. I'm not a genius on how to do that, but what I do is I go into Ninja's website, and then I do a search on how to clear cache. Because what's probably happening is your tick data is overwhelming your system it'll keep storing it unless you clear it out from the first time you ever turned Ninja on. I clear out my cache because I'm running 5 charts. I clear my cache out now at least once a month. Because my system will just start crashing if I don't. Yeah, no problem. I'm just regurgitating shit. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I mean, I just know Matt, for example, he's my tech guru that pops in here once in a while. He's the one that keeps me running because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He's my tech guru. I borrow him from the state of New York. Nathan. Well, that's a loaded question. It's not loaded, but so let's talk about if you're trying to learn how to do this, like if you're trying to learn what I'm doing without jumping into fire, then that's where you should focus on, like the YM and in the RTY, for example. On those instruments, they're $5 instruments. So what I do is I trade 2 contracts. So it's $10 a tick. But you can trade 1 contract, you can trade micros, whatever you want. But what I do is I have it set up on there that I want at least 40 ticks. So my target is 40, my stop is 20. Okay. So I'm right out of the gate, I'm a 2 for 1. Okay. Like right out of the gate, I'm 2 for 1. Thank you, Orville. So right out of the gate, I'm 2 for 1 because I don't want to enter trade unless I think I'm going to at least get 2 for 1. Okay. Plus, I also look what's above me to make sure I got room to go 40. Like I'm not about to run into the overnight open, or I'm not about to run into a major pivot or something like that. And then from the moment I'm in the trade, and people have seen me doing it here in the live, the moment I'm in the trade, I'm grabbing my stop and I'm trying to find positions to move it further up the ladder, i.e. below the candle to my left as my break point or something like that, because I trade from, so let's talk about longs. I trade from the bottom up, meaning I trade my stop first, trying to work it to break even. Once I get it to break even, then I evaluate what's going on in the price action going up, and then I determine if I want to move my target even further up, because there may be a target that's just above me. If I'm at 40 ticks and there's a target just above me, either a previous pivot to my left or the overnight open or something like that, and it looks, and it's not a big stretch for me to get there, then I'll grab that target and move it from 40 ticks to say 50 or whatever it is to get to that point. But I always trade from my stop loss first because I want to minimize my loss and then try to maximize my gain later. But gold is just being ridiculous. I mean, like it just slung up to the prior day low and then back down, 60 ticks in just like one freaking one. Yeah. And now the ES, pretty much the same concept. But when you get into the NQ and GC, I mean, it's lightning in a bottle. I do try to take gold with 40 as my target and 20 as my stop. NQ is a whole different ball game. My target on NQ is 50 minimum, and my stop that goes on the screen is 20. But I don't have a problem moving my stop down on the NQ to cover a candle to the left if that's where the pivot is, because NQ can clearly rotate for far more than 50 ticks. But I don't recommend trading NQ until you've got your sea legs, because it is vicious. And gold is getting that way right now because there's just so much volatility in gold right now. I mean, gold is getting difficult because there's really a lot of volatility in it. I mean, it was a happy volatility recently when it was going up, because it was just constantly just kind of rotating up. So, you could kind of just go with the flow. It had a big down day yesterday. And then, and now it's just being violent. Like there's a battle to either go long or short with gold from here. Today may not be the day to trade it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Noah. I mean, it's right now gold is just violent. It's just violent. You're gonna, I'm sure Jim's trading it, and Jim's doing it because he makes a lot of money doing this, and he's not trading a prop firm. So I'm sure, like for example, on gold, if Jim took this short right here, okay, if he took this short, his stop's up here because he doesn't care if he loses. I shouldn't say he doesn't care. He does care, but it's not going to hurt him if he loses $600 or so on the trade, because he's trying to go say back down to here and make maybe $2,000. You see what I'm saying? Like he's playing with a bigger pendulum than I am. So he's protecting his pivots, which, technically that's the ideal way to trade the strategy. The problem is when you do that, you got to have a bigger bankroll, because you can get hit in the head twice, like in my case, and I could lose say $600 a swing, and that's $1,200. Now $1,200 is a lot of money. I get that, but you get one swing right in gold, and it could be $2,000 or more. Does that make sense? So the way I try to talk to you guys and the way I try to teach you guys is how to be conservative and, and see within the candles, and then, and don't get caught up into the mush that's going on sometimes. But something's going on with gold today. It's just acting really, 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 really dicey. And we're at 10 o'clock now. So for those of you that are new in this room, but gold has a tendency to go to sleep around 10 o'clock until like 10:30 or so. And then it'll come back to life again in the afternoon or later on. Like yesterday, my only profitable trade I took in it was at like 12. I'm going to show it to you guys in a minute, but I want to keep paying attention to what's going on over here. There you go. There you go. Humperdinck. There you go. That's, yeah, exactly. And that's probably a really good idea right now. Yeah, and same thing with you, Hillbilly. I agree. Listen, I have traded micros in the NQ many times, even on these live streams. I've traded micros in the NQ. I'm back to trying to trade the real one because I'm going to be real selective on what I enter. That's why I've got the live one up there, and the NQ has not been like ridiculously stupid lately. So I'm using the real one, but not the micro one, just because of that. Now, NQ, we start getting around earnings reports and stuff for these, for Google and that stuff, and it starts acting really stupid again, then I'll go back into the micros. That's part of why I tell people I'm a big fan of the RTY. It's a $5 instrument. When it moves in straight lines. You're not going to get, you're not going to get snapped. You're not going to get hurt. Damn thing's going to break off. The damn thing's going to go off the low, isn't it? I would love to see it break down below the low, create space, come back and test the prior day low, and then take a short. That's what I'm looking for right now. Why am I looking for that? Well, because look at the sequence of our pivots, and we did just go lower than this low here. So I would like to see this rotate down below the prior day low, create space, come up, test the prior day low from the bottom, and then go short. That's what I would like to see here. People with 401ks don't want to see that, but I want to see that. Oh, there we go. All right. So, and see, keep in mind, that's one of the things to watch out for. So you had a sequence of candles going, you had a sequence of pivots going low. Yeah, we came back here, but see, we also, how many times have I said this? We went through the bottom of the previous low by one tick. That's usually the hand signal. How many times do I talk about the hand signals that they're going to run it low? It's like sign language. It is. It's literally like sign language. They ran it through by, let's see here, 85. Yeah, one tick. One tick. Rolled it up, then roll it right back down. No. Don't come back already. Jesus. See, it's not giving us a lot of space. I want it to create some space, some room. Then come, there you go. There you go. So one of the reasons I say create some space, some room, is because I want, just like if the sharks are going to jump in the tank and move the market, they're going to get you leaning this way. When they create room by having you leaning short, then they want to run it back up to scare you out of your shorts. No pun intended there, but to scare you out of the shorts that you're in, and then take it back the other way. And that's how amateur traders get wrecked, because they don't recognize why the market came back and why the market went back the other way again. They don't recognize that. And so they can't They sit there. How many times? Oh, I don't know if we're going long or short. Well, because the sharks entered the tank and they started, they started fucking with price. So what we want is we want the sharks to enter the tank and slam it back up here, and then we can take it short. Man, gold's prior day low. Now, see, okay, so who is talking about gold? So, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. So, Jim probably, because this crossed over, retested, Jim probably took that short with 3 contracts, okay? Kept his stop up here, knowing that all this bullshit isn't going to matter because they're bringing it back down to here. That's exactly what I was trying to say. And now he's smiling and laughing, and he made $2-3 grand. He was waiting for some hand signal, and that hand signal was, again, let's talk. This goes back to this RTY trade. See, so they ran it down, so they got you all leaning short. Then they run it back up to get you. Oh shit. Clean you out, then run you back down again. And so you're sitting there like you're in a washing machine if you don't know where these rotations are on your chart. You feel like you're in a washing machine getting punched in the head. That's beautiful. It actually did what I said it was going to do. It's just I don't have the nerve to have such big stops. I would have on micros. So if I'd have been trading micros, I would have taken that trade. And that's where I get, sideways. Should I have been in micros? Well, obviously I should have. But they literally just did exactly what I said was going to happen 15 minutes ago. And if you watch this stuff enough, the patterns may not fit your risk tolerance, like I'm talking about, may not fit your risk tolerance, but at least you'll understand what's going on. So like here we are with the RTY. Well, come on, RTY. So here's a conflicting situation. So we're at the 1 minute gold line also. And we violated the 1 minute gold line trade right here. But I need this to go through the low. I need this to go through the low. Are you going to go through the low, or are you just going to roll over? And then see, sometimes it does that where it just rolls away anyways. And there's just not, I'm not chasing it. So that candle just got too big. I'm not chasing it. But you can see the reaction here. So the sharks just ran it right back down. What I want them to do is consolidate it up here and allow me to participate also. I don't want to chase all the way down here. And now I don't want to trade the break of this candle going into this low. Are you kidding me? Where am I going to put my stop? If I take a short that breaks this candle to the low, where am I going to put my stop? So again, it's not about the quantity of trades. It's about the quality of trades. Jesus. The NQ did the same. The NQ did the same trade as gold. I didn't even notice that. The NQ did the same trade as gold. It broke down inside the prior day close, tested it, and rolled all the way down to the prior day low. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Just amazing. Just amazing. It's like something happened here. Is anybody noticing that? Like something happened here. Was there any news or something? I didn't have any news scheduled for 10:15. Yeah, I have no news scheduled for 10:15. But something's gone herky jerky because Jesus, look at that RTY candle right there. Now you want to make me happy, roll over, sit on top of this low now, and we can take the long. But kind of settle down before you do it. Yeah, the problem, Jeff, is like, and I tell people this, like, people are like, well, why don't you have CNBC on, CNBC Squawk Box? Well, because by the time they tell me what happened, it already happened on here. So that's just a distraction. If I'm making sense, because they got commercials, they're doing this, that. They're not telling you specifically at 10:15. Oh, by the way, Trump just said X, or Schumer just said Y. God, that short from the prior day close to the prior day low in the NQ was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It was about a 60-point trade, which 50 points is $1,000. So Diego, why do I give a shit about October 17th? Come on. All right. We might get lucky here. If we can get the RTY to settle on top here, we might be able to get along here. You think? You think, Orville? Yeah, it's that red line's gonna work apparently in gold, or at least it's gonna push. It's gonna push. The good part is you're now inside the 1 minute gold line, so it'll start helping you. Shit. I swear, is the NQ really going to do that? Fucking A. Just so you guys can see what I keep bitching about. So we rolled inside, because we rolled inside it once and just kept and went right above it. Here, the prior day close. Then we rolled inside it again and sat on it, and it went from point to point. See that? Point to point. And now it's reversing. So, I mean, like, this thing's probably going to go from point to point again. Oh. Well, here's the deal with gold, right? Oh shoot, hold on. I got to pay attention to the RTY. Hold on here. Let me pay attention to the RTY because we're looking for a long here in the RTY after crossover, retest again. How big are these candles? 54, 86. All right, I need an inside candle. Give me an inside candle here. Oh, shit. Nope. Nope. All right. All right, I'm going to pay attention all right, since this is dead right here. See, we're dead now. I want to pay attention to gold for a second here because I might. You bitch. Excuse me. I was looking for a W pattern. See, we were going to one, boom, bam, boom. But we blew right through it. Damn it. Yep. If we'd have sat on that red line there or anywhere north of that, anywhere north of this pivot, perfect W pattern. I mean, perfect. Leg one, up, leg two, off of support, bam. That would have been it. That would have been a huge trade, too. You're talking 76 to 93. That's $1,600. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Ah. And the RTY blew right through everything. I have a hard time believing that red line in the RTY created that rotation. I think it's something else. I really have a hard time believing that did that. I mean, it might have, but Jesus. All right, let's see. Hold on. Stop. Stop, NQ. Stop, NQ. Stop. Stop, NQ. All right, NQ might be setting up for a W pattern. I'll pull it down if it's going to try it. No, it broke through too. It's just, yeah. See, the NQ had a potential one also right here. So you had this leg right here, slam down, straight from point to point. These are my favorite W patterns, by the way, off the static lines. Rotate up, back down. If this pivot right here would have held, it may do the W, but it's going to do it. It's going to do it backwards. But I'm shit. Those W patterns, man, if you can hit one, if you can see one set up and hit one, those are big money because you know where it's going back to. I mean, they are big money. They are much bigger money than a 1 minute gold line, prior day high, prior day low. I mean, because you can see the first leg to your left, and they're going to bring it back to the top of that first leg that's on the left. It's just, I'm looking. It's probably, yeah. It's set up for one. If you're in the, yeah, it's set up for one. It did. To answer your question, I'm sorry, a little late, Noah, but yes, it did. And there it goes. Oh my God, yeah, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now again, on micros, I would have taken this. This candle was just too big for me. It's too big for my risk. I mean, if it rotates back up against me, I lose all my profit I've got. But that was it. It crossed over, retested, boom, back down to the low. I mean, it really did it right there. In the micros, I'd have been all over that. This is a beautiful setup. There it goes. God dang. Yeah. Beautiful setup, Noah. See, at least you see it. But again, Noah, here's the important part. All right? Here's the important part. I tell people, even if you miss a trade, don't get upset. 475. Be happy that you saw it. Because you saw the rotation. You saw what they were about to do. That's more important than actually taking that trade. Because if you can recognize the rotations that happen off these static lines, you yourself can make money trading. NQ's fired it off 3 times today. Right here, bam, right here, back up. You still got 40, 50 ticks here. Or yeah. And then it came back and in, bam, bam. I mean, NQ has been on fire with the static lines today. The NQ has been literally on fire. So Noah, listen, that's exciting. I know it hurts. I get it. But I mean, you called it out right there in the room. That's to be able to just recognize, oh shit, this is doing what Bob told me, to look out for. I didn't say it on this one. I was looking at it. I didn't say anything in the room. I was looking at it, but I didn't take it because the candle I had to use to protect myself on the trade, which would have been this candle, was just too big for me. So I wanted it to consolidate in here, and then I would have been all over it, like you read about. You know what I mean? I got myself stuck with this damn thing there. Sorry. There you go, AO. There you go, buddy. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that was really a nice setup. I'm not going to take. I already have profit. I have almost 40% of my goal for the week already. I know I may sound like a sissy, but I mean, I have 40% of my goal for the week. And I saw that candle and I said, well, shit, I'm risking all my profit to enter that trade. Not that it would have been a $350, $400 loss, but it would have been quite a bit. All right, Mike. Yeah, exactly. Listen, never hurts to walk away with a profit. Never hurts to walk away with a profit. I have a specific thing I'm going to look for, and I'm going to show it to you guys here in a minute when things calm down. As to, for example, what I did yesterday in gold. I have a specific thing I'm looking for that will help me from any trade this point forward, now that I've made, 40% of my goal for the week. I have a specific thing I'm looking for. And I thought maybe that NQ was going to do it there, and it didn't. Because it just went too fast. I mean, it just took off. All the signs were there on that trade too. I mean, on that NQ. Let's talk about the signs. Well, this candle broke that pivot. They rotated up. This candle went through that line. We created space, and then bam. I mean, like 1, 2, 3. There you are. In the NQ, Jim, is that what you're talking about? Because it was there was one there for sure. Oh, GC, yeah. Wow. Market's just going down now. Damn it. That NQ trade was beautiful. That was 3 of them. There was 3 of them there in the NQ today. The first one was the only one that really wasn't high risk. The second 2 were, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. I'm going to blow my nose. I'm almost done with this cold. Whoo-wee. Oh, the red line in gold worked too. Jesus. To the short side. Crossover, retest back to the downside. Yeah, the red line. It was the red line for sure, Jim. It was definitely the red line for sure. Oh, my God. I have this thing, guys, where if I make money out of the gate, I get real conservative because I don't like giving it back. And that's what happened to me this morning. I made money right out of the gate in gold. And I'm like, I don't want to give it back. Yeah, that was a good trade. That the red line short in gold, because it crossed over back in the direction of the market, which the market is down in gold, without a doubt. And that's how I made my money yesterday was the 5-minute red line in gold. Yeah, I just hate giving it back. I just hate giving it back. I get pissed if I give it back. Now, if I and here's the interesting part about that. Give me a second. Jesus Christ. Jesus. What was I saying? Sorry, I get a little sideways here. Dealing with fucking, excuse me. One of the things, Amelia, is that's interesting about that is I don't have a fear of going in the hole. So like if I lose money right out of the gate, which I have a tendency to do, I have a tendency to lose money right out of the gate. I'm not afraid to lose money right out of the gate because I know that like if I was down before that NQ trade happened, I probably would have just pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? Because something big is going to happen that'll get me out of my losses. But if I'm up, I get real conservative. You know, again, the thing about trading is, 90% of it still is right here. I mean, it's not like these patterns are complicated. Noah's sitting there screaming, hey, what about the short and the NQ? Well, that's because Noah recognized the pattern. I mean, the patterns are not hard to recognize. The short that Jim took in gold off the red line is not hard to recognize. Gold is down. Hell, it's below the prior day low even. It rolls inside the red line, comes up, tests it, and rolls right over. I mean, those are not hard to recognize. These are very simple patterns to recognize. So I don't get nervous if I lose money because it's like, okay, I know I can get my money back. It's like I mentally say to myself, I'm not worried about it. I'll get my money back. Just like yesterday, I was down. And before I shut the stream down, I took a long in the ES, got my money back. Said, okay, I got my money back. I mean, I'm not worried about that. I clam up once I'm ahead. I clam up once I'm ahead. Anyways. Is today inventory day? American Patriot, is today inventory day? Because if it is, see, I don't follow oil anymore. Today might be the day. If it's inventory day, it's going to sit sideways for a long time. Yes. Okay. So yeah, you need to step away from oil. You need to step away. And then once the inventory report comes out, I would go back to looking at it again, probably 30 minutes after. Well, bank talking isn't going to really affect oil. I traded predominantly oil for a long time. And that's one of the reasons I really like gold, is because gold and oil, the way they move is very similar. It just reported. Well, then it wouldn't be sitting still if it reported. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because they move very similar. And when gold went from being, a $1,200 instrument to being a $4,000 instrument, or even when it was a $3,000 instrument, I really started paying attention to it. And here's the main thing. So did a lot of other traders. So the volume started picking up. And therefore, one of the problems you used to have with gold in the past was just like slippage, man. You'd enter a trade and you'd be 5 ticks off from where you thought you were entering. And so it made it really tough to trade gold. But now the volume is a lot heavier. I get really good fills. So I'd rather put my energy in gold, because like the trade I took yesterday in gold tech, I was literally in it a minute and 15 seconds at the most, and I made $400. The one I was in today, I was in it for not even a minute, $400. Those are rotations you do not get in oil. You do not get $400 rotations in oil at all. It's hard to get a $400 rotation in oil when it's at $58 a barrel. So I don't have slippage in gold anymore, other than, your tick here, tick there. And the rotations are so big, the money's great. Oh, look at that rotation, Jim. Jesus, look at that. Holy crap. In gold. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even showing it. Sorry, guys. This is the trade that Jim took right here. This rotation back right into the red line. Boom, bam. The market's down already. So, the most conservative play in the red line is to the short side, because here's the close, prior day close. We're down, rotated inside, boom, bam, gone. So, Jim, do you want to go back to trading your old style without these lines and stuff? Is this gotten boring for you? You like losing money instead of making money? You want to pay some guru $10,000 on how to lose your money? Oh, it did look good, didn't it, Patriot? It looks beautiful. It was a beautiful. I mean, look it. Let's just. I mean, come on. I know I missed it. I got that. But Jim only trades gold right now. That's where Jim's mind is. But we went through it by like 2 ticks right here. The rotation in came up, nice smooth rotation back to the gold line. Went through it by a tick or two, then bam, there it is. I mean, it's like, hello, McFly, are you there? It's beautiful rotation. And that's basically the setup that I took yesterday around noon or so, and made my money yesterday. Yeah, oil's probably acting a little out of hand once, because of the report. Oh, man. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Sorry. I'm hacking over here. I swear this cold is going to go away. I actually, 5,800 a day before breakfast. 5,800 day, $5,800 day. You have helped our family so much survive this downturn. Yeah. Thank you. All right. There's a lot of good stuff. No, he trades a personal account. Jim and I both were trading Apex at the same time, and then we was it the chicken or the egg, Jim? which one of us went live first. I don't know. I think we both went live about the same time. So Jim trades a live account with Ninja. I can't remember, Jim, if you went live first or me. I can't remember. We both went live around the same time. Just got frustrated with the prop firm stuff. I mean, it's, again, the prop firms are great. They have a purpose. They have a great purpose. For those of you that truly want to learn how to trade, the prop firm is the way to start. And when you can become consistent, kind of like not to the level of Jim, you did by 2 weeks. You beat me by 2 weeks. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was the chicken or the egg. But once you can become consistent in a prop firm, to the level, say that I am, of, say $1,000 a week type thing, you might want to look at doing your own thing. Yes, exactly. Freedom with no rules. Jim doesn't have to worry about if he gets into a rotation like that 5-minute red line, did he make too much money to get a payout now?
4755.
You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have like those restrictions and stuff like that. But for those of you learning how to trade, I cannot stress enough the importance of a prop firm. I mean, I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses. I could between gurus and trading live money that I could share stories about. That makes prop firms a much better way to go. Tech review. Jim went by Wednesday of last week, which today's Wednesday too. By Wednesday of last week, Jim emailed me his P&L for the week, and he had over $15,000 by Wednesday of last week for that week. That's one of the nice things about doing what I do is like I get to meet people and I get to help people, and then we kind of built a little group here, and hopefully soon Orville retires from the police force, because that's what Orville's hitting. Orville's blowing his objectives away, but he's been very reasonable on what he's trying to do a day, and he's been killing it. So he's got his retirement goal is by December 15th or something like that. So he can get out of the police force and do this, but he's been killing it too. I think Orville took 2 days off. Let's hope. Yeah, Orville took a day or two off last week because he was making so much money. I'm looking at that, George. The problem is the way we kind of paused. We kind of paused. See, we're pausing here. We needed to be more deliberate. That doesn't mean it's not going to work, but I would be extremely conservative about my trade now. Now I'd want an inside candle with a fake break one way and then a rotation back the other on the YM. Yeah, that's great, Orville. Shit, I made $50 on Monday. But I think I had so many problems. I couldn't get the live stream to work, and I'm still sick. I am struggling. But I feel better today. But I was supposed to go to a concert tonight in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I just said I'm not going because I just don't feel good. Like I'm just tired. I feel like I've got like COVID for the 40th time, because that's the only thing that makes sense for how I've been dragging. Oh yeah, by the way, Orville's doing this trading from his phone. From his phone. Let that sink in. From his phone. Hashtag Orville. When when he sits down at a desktop next January and he's trading with us, he's going to scare me. I'm guessing an iPhone. Now, who asked me about this YM? Who asked me? George? Okay. All right, George. I'm going to pay attention to it. What I want to see is I want to see an inside candle get broken to the downside, and then I'm going to take it. I'm going to play it to break to the long side. So we had an inside candle right here. Okay. Now it got broke to the downside. So what I'm going to look for, no. All right. It kept going. Forget it. What I wanted to see, George, is I wanted to see this bottom get broken and then the rotation back. Well, it may still happen. Hold on here. Let me be patient here. Let me be patient. I'm not giving up yet because we're still sitting on the line. It's just the way we got here was not good. It was pretty lethargic. See, we got to here, did all this garbage, then came down. Now, this is pretty deliberate here. I get that. Sit, 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 sit. I want this candle to sit. Then I want the next one to open and break the bottom of it. And then I'm going to take if it breaks the top, stop, sit, sit. You can see they're consolidating right here. You can see the battle. I got 10 seconds left. I want a candle to open and break the bottom of this candle. And then I'm going to take it when it blows through the top of this candle. If it does. I want this to go down. All right, hold on. That doesn't mean it's over. Doesn't mean it's over. Go down. Go down. Go down. See, I want it to fake break the other way. I want it to fake break the other way. There we go. Now I want it to go long through the top of this candle. Man, it didn't break though. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, it's going to go. It's going to go. It is. It's going to go. It's going to go. I should have taken it. It's going to go. It did what I wanted it to do. It just was one tick short here. I wanted it to break the bottom of this candle to the left, George, and then rotate back through the top of this candle. Because then what it would have done is it would have fake break the inside candle to the downside to get the shorts to jump in, and then the sharks run it the other way. It missed it by a tick, but the pattern was correct. That's just my more conservative way of taking that trade when we meander to price, which we meandered because we had too much going on over here. That this is going to go long. I need to go down. How do I go down? Yeah, it's going. There it is. God dang it. And I needed one more tick for me to be good with it. If I'd have had one more tick down, I would have been in right here. Because that's the rotation right there. This should go all the way back up to here minimum. up to this 5-minute red line minimum. If it runs straight there, then I would be taking it out here. If it walks and sits on top of our 1-minute gold line, then I would be looking for something a little bigger. Where am I? Why can't I get this thing to go down? Okay, all right, Jesus. Come on. It's on top of the gold line. Go long. You should have your, if you're in it, you should have your stop below this candle right here. So your stop should be right here. And there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Bam. That's it. There's your target. That would have been my initial target right there if it runs to it. If it walks, I'm looking for it to go to here. One freaking tick. I wanted it to bust the bottom of that candle by one tick, and then I would have been in that. But that's my more conservative. Yeah, now a W may set up now, absolutely, off the 9 EMA of the 5-minute red line or 5-minute chart. It may set up for a W, but that right there, God dang it. I missed it by one tick. I wanted it to break that bottom. Then I would have been in with it. One damn tick. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That was the setup. The way price action happened on this consolidated candle. If we don't run to the candle, I'm much more conservative. If we don't run to the spot, I'm much more conservative how I want to enter. Fuck. Sorry about that. Just really should have done that. Really should have. Man, one freaking tick. One tick, man. Just one tick kept me out of that trade. Damn it. Are you going to run all the way up now, too? You're going to do that, aren't you? Aren't you? You dog. You are going to run all the way up. Yeah, I mean, it just gives me more confidence when I'm in, so I don't get, like if I really wait for specific things and whatnot, I get more confidence when I'm in to hold my stop down instead of throwing it up and, and knocking myself out of the trade early anyways. At one tick, that's what I needed. I needed this candle to bop through here by one tick. Because you can see what happened. There it is. I wanted them to test through the bottom of this inside candle, because when they do that, they get the shorts jumping in, and then they slam them the other way. That was beautiful. Beautiful trade. Yeah, there's always another trade. Absolutely. Hey, and I'm in profit for the day, so I'm not crying. But I wanted George to catch that trade. I wanted George to catch that trade more than me. Good job, Larry. Good job. Absolutely. Excellent job, Larry. Excellent job. Excellent job. The damn RTY did a W pattern off the low. Look at that. Ding, ding, ding. It should rotate to here. It's sitting on that damn 9 EMA 9-minute, 5-minute, 9 EMA on the 5-minute candle right there. That's where it's stuck. That's where I expected this to get stuck. Because see, when price runs right to that 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart, it can get punched in the face. If it walks its way there, it has a tendency to go through it. So you can see right here, the RTY got punched in the face right there. That doesn't mean the pattern's over, because the intent is what I said. The intent is to take the leg from here to there. That's what the intent is, which, shit. But again, I don't like taking W patterns out in space. So, I'm not looking for a W pattern in space. We're in space here. I don't have a support area, but that's there. See, now the intent, what did I say the intent is? So they got punched in the face at the 9, but the intent is to go to here. And that's why those W patterns, like if you're in this W pattern in the RTY and you're in a W pattern and you break this pivot right here, see how price flew through that pivot right there? You break that pivot right there, which is the key, is to break this pivot. When you break that pivot, the intent is here. You can do the math. That's why the W patterns are very, very profitable. Very profitable. That's it. That's an RTY trade that to there is $1,000 the way I trade it, because I trade it with 2 contracts. That's $1,000 rotation already. It already hit $1,000. W patterns are beautiful when they set up, and because you just know where they're going. If it would ever get there. It's struggling right now. It turned out so far it's 14, 15 ticks short from the pivot. I got you, George. Oh yeah. Well, practice builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency, and consistency is what you need to then actually trade. I have confidence that if I take a loss, I'm going to get my money back. That right there in and of itself is extremely important. That's why I don't mind jumping out of a trade, and taking $100, $200 loss instead of a $500 loss. As long as I keep those losses small, I'm going to get my money back. I know how to get my money back, and then some. And by the way, it's doing what we had talked about right here. Now it's sitting on top of the 9, the 5-minute 9 EMA. See how it's sitting on top of it? It came to the bottom of it, got punched in the face, came up on top of it. Now it's helping it. I don't trade that line, but it's on my chart so I can recognize why price is doing what it's doing. For example, why price is acting the way it's acting right here. I know why. I'll be back. Okay, let me just for shits and giggles, let me go back to yesterday for just a second. I don't, shoot, Orville. That's excellent. Why not call it a day? Why not call it a day? Let me see here. I got to delete my strategy. Let me delete my strategy. Remove it there so I can see the candles. All right. So, so I'm going to show my gold trade I took yesterday that made me my money, and I called it a day. Because we seem to be pretty dormant right now. It's kind of strange. We just almost gone right to sleep. So yesterday in gold, I think we shut the room down at, I don't know, almost 12 o'clock. So we had, price run up to the red line, but it didn't get there. And then it started doing this meandering stuff. So we got through the red line, sat on top of it. So why did you take a long when the market's down, Bob? Well, to be honest with you, all I was doing was looking for a very conservative entry. So what was that conservative entry? Well, the red line, the red candle came down, hit my red line. Then we had an inside candle. And then this candle right here, it's hard to see because of the lettering, but we did exactly what I was telling George earlier. We went through the bottom of it. Through the bottom of it to get the traders leaning, and then it ran back up, created a hammer candle, and I took that long from there to there. Boom, there's my $400. And that's just sitting and looking at the candles in a microcosm, understanding what's going on inside the candles, going and seeing that the market's down, but we've got support with the 5-minute red line. We have an inside candle after we touched the 5-minute red line for the first time. And then they drove it down through the bottom of that inside candle and then ran it back up. And then boom, I just took that long. And my $400. And I mean, that's all it gave me. Okay. This wasn't supposed to be a rotation trade to the long side because the market's not long. The market's short. There's my $400, and you can see the market's short. I just knew that the shorts were trapped right here. The shorts were trapped. When they broke that, they were going to clean them right out. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, it was like almost instantaneous. And that's all. That's what I did. So like the YM's kind of doing the same thing right now. The YM's kind of doing the same thing. So if you would just stop, now you blew through the top. I was going to say, if this candle had stopped in here and then the next one came below it, I'd have been looking at the long because it would be the same scenario. We crossed over on top of the red line. I mean, it may still do it because we just popped through the bottom of it, and it went through the top by a tick. But what they do is they get the traders leaning one way or another, and then you see the break the other way. And that's how you can, if you know what's going on, that's how you can steal money. That's why I'm not concerned with getting my money back if I'm down. I can just go into hyper focus mode, stare at the candles, look where support is, look where resistance is, see where they get them leaning one way, and then rotate it back, or vice versa. Oh man, let me see here. Man, we only have 26 people that like this stream. That's not good. 26 people. 26 people liked my stream. 26 people. How sad is that? Man, this RTY didn't finish its leg over here. Didn't finish its leg over here. You like that, Ryan? It's funny. It's funny because I'll tell you why it's funny. Here's why I think it's funny. Yesterday was the 21st of the month. So on the 21st of the month, and I'm just going to tell you this, on the 21st, I have to look it up. Let me look it up first, so I don't know, because I never even looked it up. I get an email yesterday from Google. Okay. I got an email yesterday from Google. Let me see if I can find it. All right, here it is. I got an email yesterday from Google saying they sent me my money for the YouTube channel for the month. Okay. I don't know, Jim. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you're watching it. So anyways, so I can't show you because it's on my other screen here, but you just gonna have to kind of trust me. So I was like, oh, that's right, because they send the money on the 21st of every month. So I went and looked yesterday, $149.95. That's what I got paid by YouTube for running these videos. $149. So I'm certainly not doing it for the money from YouTube. $149.95. Yep. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember. 5, George. My setting on the swing indicator is 5. Setting is 5. Good job, American Patriot. Or simply click thumbs up. Grand Slam Sam. I like that. Yeah, that's about what it is. Well, you got to remember now, George, here's the best part. On that $149.95, I got to give the fucking government what, 40% of that? Without government, how would I survive? I don't know. Yeah, don't forget the government gets their cut for helping me out. Yeah, don't forget that part. Don't forget that part. God dang it. What are we doing here? Yep, the government gets their part. Damn. I mean, let me see if I can see anything setting up at all. Yeah, the ES could be setting up for a short. I'll show it to you here. right here. So the ES, because it has not tested the bottom side of the prior day low. It has not tested it yet. See, it blew right through it, came right back above it again. Well, it had, I guess you could say it did here because it didn't work. Actually, yeah. So the next time, which would be now, if it would roll up, might be a good setup. For nothing, Orville. Literally for nothing. I had I contracted a house yesterday. Okay, I contracted a house yesterday for a guy who's a plumber with 4 kids and a wife, and she's a stay-at-home mom, all that kind of stuff. And so we're pinching pennies and stuff to try to make this deal work for him and everything. And so, anyways, I'm getting ready to do the contract, and I'm trying to explain to him that, well, you got to understand, when I buy this house from the factory, I'm paying them like $5,600 in sales tax. He's like, damn, really? I said, yeah. I said, now you want to know the worst part? He goes, what's that? I said, when the factory bought all the materials that they put together to sell me the house with $5,600 in sales tax, they paid sales tax to the suppliers that sent them the materials. I said, you've got minimum $10,000 in sales tax sitting in this house before I even get it out the door. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Oh, I have write-offs, Patriot, but the problem is I run an escort for my modular home business, so there's only so much you can write off. Yeah. I mean, government catches up to you. Government catches up to you. That's for damn sure. But the whole premise of paying taxes based off your income is absolutely ridiculous. What does my income have to do with anything? Because I worked 80 hours this week, why do I owe more than the guy next door to me? He worked 30 hours this week. Why do I owe more? Just because I worked harder and made more money. If you think about it, when you go to General Motors to buy, a Chevy pickup truck, Chevy doesn't go, oh, wait a second, Bob, you make X dollars a year, so you have to pay this much for the Chevy. And this guy over here makes this much a year, so he only has to pay this much. That's not how shit's done. So where did I use more government service, if that's what you want to call it, just by the mere fact that I worked more? I mean, income tax it's truly a scam. It is a scam. You want to make people in this country responsible? You want them to pay attention to their government? You send everybody a bill for the same amount. Then all of a sudden it'll be like, huh? I don't blame you, American Patriot. I don't blame you. Yeah, it punishes success. It certainly does. It punishes hard work. It punishes everything. It punishes the productive on behalf of the non-productive. I'm totally freaking stupefied. I'm totally stupefied by that. And that's where you get this stupid shit. Doesn't pay his fair share. Shit, man. I wish I made as much money as Elon Musk pays in taxes. I wish I made that much money. Don't give me this bullshit. Man, the ES just didn't do the setup, man. It just rotated over. Didn't give me any potential area to clean to enter. Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, an actual fair tax, not the fair share tax. What the hell are you talking about? Man. Man. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Shit, I'm still looking at my I'm still looking at my trade I took. I'm like, redlining gold. What are you talking about? Well, you know, I mean, I don't like the way it meandered its way there, man. And see this major. Oh, sorry, shit. I keep forgetting you guys don't see my charts. Hold on, guys. Let's look at this. Oh, we may have the world's biggest W pattern setting up here. Oh no, what the hell just happened? Everything just crashed. Everything just crashed. Man, I was getting ready to look at a possible play right here. Wow. Everything just crashed. In terms of that gold, man, I don't like when you start seeing things like this because we're slow walking our way long. Again, that would be one of those scenarios where I'd like it to go up inside that red line, then create space, come back, then go inside and then short. But we're going to call that the Christine trade because that's the trade I screamed out for Christine and she missed it. So it took her another week to pass her evaluation. We'll call it the Christine trade. Exactly, Orville. Exactly, Orville. Yeah, it's losing steam, all right. Once again, the YM is the strength of the market. I mean, it's the one that's not off in la la land. Yeah, the YM is the strength of the market, just like yesterday. It was the strength. It was the one trying to drag everybody long yesterday. And it's doing it. It's trying to do it again. Trying to do it again. Everybody else is off in sell-off land. Jeez. Wow. That YM may go short. Oh, I'd like to see something right here. Consolidate right here. Come on. Consolidate right here. Got an inside candle right here. Consolidate, please. Consolidate right here. Come on. Yeah, I'm looking at the prior day open. I'm looking at it. I want a consolidation candle right here. because we didn't create space, but we certainly created a lot of distance. So what I want is I want an inside candle right here to form. Stay. Shit. Stay. God dang it. It went up. It went up the other side. I don't like the depth of this candle. I wonder if somebody's talking right now because these candles are really large in equities. I mean, look at the size of these candles. Yep, it is. From what I'm seeing in the news, London should probably close permanently. Man. It's craziness. I still think this is going to rotate back down. Yeah, no shit, Grand Slam. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. I just like, what the hell? They need a no Kings rally there. Clean some stuff out. They're the ones with the Kings problems. Jesus. Everybody's rolling down again except the YM. Everybody's rolling down except the YM. All right, I'm going to look for what I'm looking for. I want it to roll down. Jesus, man. I wanted it to roll down and look for a W pattern long in the YM. Okay, we may still set one up. I didn't like this leg right here because we got this leg here up, and then we can create the second leg as long as we stay north of the prior day open, and we can take it to here. All right, come on. Come on. Come on. Roll down. Roll down. Roll down. Roll down. Let's go. No. Roll down, YM. Let's go. Come on. Roll down. Roll down. All right, all right, all right, all right. Keep going. All right, very good. Very good. Very good. Man, the market's just tanking. Jesus, just tanking. What do we got going on over here? Where am I? There it is. Sit, YM. Sit. 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 Down. Down. Shit. Why is that? Why is my shit frozen? Shit, my stuff is frozen. Why is my stuff frozen? That was the entry right there. My stuff is frozen. My charts are frozen. Go down. Yeah, that was the trade right there. That was it right there. My charts froze on me. That should be the long right there. Back to here. Needed to break this pivot right here. Needed to break that pivot right there. My charts froze. I'm not going to chase it. My freaking chart froze. Good job, Jim. Awesome, man. This should be it. Come on, break that pivot. It needs to break this pivot to our left right here. It just stuck its finger through it. Everybody else is going long. Why aren't you going long? My fucking chart froze. It's frozen again. Go back to here. Good job, Orville. Yeah, Orville, I'm not going to risk anything. I just had my charts freeze on me on this trade right here. When that happens, I get a little squirrely. My charts literally froze right when we were sitting. This candle was forming. Well, that's not good right here. Everybody's going long. They're on top of their nines right now. The ES, the NQ, they're on top of their nines. The RTY, see how it's on top of its 9? It needs to hold. Which will drag this up. They're rolling over. Jesus. Right there. Right there. Come on, kick. Kick long. Kick long. Kick long. Kick long. This is still going. The YM is still going long if it can just rotate right here, because these others are rotating. Look at the RTY right here. See, it's rotating long off of its low. There it goes. Man, that was just this is just ugly. But it should run now. I mean, when it broke that pivot, it should have ran. Shouldn't have done all this squirrely stuff. Yes, Steve. Steve, yes. To answer your question, he trades NQ and gold, but because gold is in the rotations it's in right now, he can only focus on gold. I mean, there's just you can't look at both of them when gold's doing what it's doing. You'll go insane. So yes, it's all in gold. See you later, Orville. Oh wow. Interesting. Interesting. About Tesla, that is. All right. I don't know. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Excellent, Larry. Excellent. I took a little trade in the NQ. I'm up $500. It was off the rotation. Long story. Anyways, without a doubt, the YM is the one trying to hold the market up. I mean, the YM is the one pushing to keep the market from going nowhere but straight down. So we kind of got conflicting markets, which is kind of making some struggling today in the equities, because you got the YM still up here in the static lines, and these guys, the RTY, the NQ, the ES, they're all down. Yeah, that's to answer your question from France. The main thing I did the main thing I did 2 years ago that I could still sit here and do all day today is in the ES, and I have done it. I did it yesterday to get my money back when I was down. I did exactly this trade, which is, I mean, it's like my mainstay to get my money back, which is to recognize the direction of the market. So like so we're below the red line, down, up, short, bam, there's your target. I mean, it's just, that is the trade it is in crossover. It's got to be in the direction of the market. That's my preferred way. So you get price north of that 1 minute gold line, for example, on a short, you get it to cross over, you get it to create a pivot rotation low, get a smooth pullback into your gold line, take your short, and then bam, there's your money. And this sucker went all the way down to here, which was, a bonus if you knew to go back to the low. I mean, that's hundreds of dollars. But anyways, that trade right there, you got to have that reset where price is north of the gold line. So like right here, price is north of the gold line, crosses over, comes back into your gold line, boom, there's your short. So that trade pattern is exactly what I did in that exact trade that I just described there, which is the 1 minute gold line trade. And I did it only in the ES. And I did it to pass my first evaluation. And I did it to get my first payout from Apex. That exact trade. I had to do that in English because je ne parle pas français. That's what I did, Ivan, is I took a long in the NQ, made a couple $100 off the break, the fact that it was stair stepping long. I was waiting to see if somebody would. Well, the good part is it's being taped, so you can go back to the end of the video and you can listen to what I said more than once. And I know I speak kind of fast. I speak fast because I read real slow. Anyways, I'm going to shut the stream down because I got, my phone keeps dinging and calling and garbage like that. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I got a little $474. I need the market. I don't know if I need to rotate the times that we do this because I need the market to be playable. Thank you, Larry. No problem from France. We have people in here from all over the world. Let's see here. Mexico, Romania, England. I mean, Ireland for sure. Several Irish people in here. Shout out to my homies from Ireland. And obviously a bunch of Americans. Quebec. Raymond can probably translate what I said to you. Ontario. Yeah. I love me Canadians. I lived on the Canadian border when I lived in Vermont. Let me tell you something. It was fun to live on the Canadian border back before, the governments got involved. Because I used to just, I used to get on a snowmobile in the wintertime and just ride right into Canada and go to the bars there, because the bars on the border towns on the other side of the Vermont border, they didn't give it, if you were old enough to walk up to the bar, they'd serve you. So they didn't check any IDs or anything. Those are the good old days. And then I'd get on my snowmobile at like 2, 3 in the morning and then ride it right back into the United States. I mean, shit. Used to have a lot of good times in Canada. A lot of good times in Canada. Arizona, yeah. Okay, Mark, no problem. St. Petersburg, yeah. Nice area down there. I need to get myself personally closer to the water. Now that I've got all my kids out of college and stuff, the problem is my business is, I live in central North Carolina, and it's ideal for my business because I build houses in the whole state. So it's easy for me to get from one end to the other. I shouldn't say easy. It's 5 hours one way and it's 5 hours the other way to get to the ends of the state. But if I only live at the coast, then I can't be building houses out west anymore. I just have to give that up. But anyways, I'm going to let everybody go. Talk to you later. Look for those rotations in the red line back in the same direction of the market. That's kind of what I'd be focusing on, if anything, right now. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.